And we're back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live on this beautiful Corona-free day. Today is Friday, August 27th at 8:06 in the afternoon. How are you doing? So, just had a little altercation, about tipping. Went into Red Robin, got myself some food, just a cheeseburger, some fries, and right as I got ready to pay, the lady was like, oh, it'll be like $15.26 or whatever she said. She said, you just sign right here. I signed it, and she said, no tip? I said, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm just picking up food. What do you mean? She said, nah, it's nothing. It's some people, So, no, I don't really know. Why don't you tell me? Everyone's looking at me in line. She said, no, I'm just saying, some people pay for tip. And I interrupted her and I said, when I'm served. And then she said, yeah, when you're served, and I just served you. I said, let me ask you a question, man. What is your job title? She said, I'm a host. And I said, and what do waitresses do? She said, they provide service to all the customers. I said, well, ordinarily, you don't get a tip. I don't think you should start for today. And she tried to explain to me. She said, sir, I want you to understand something. The tips are actually allotted out to everybody. And I said, now let me ask you a question. That's usually when you provide a service, right? And she said, yeah. And I said, so let me ask you a question. If I went in the back after they were done making the food and I picked it up myself, do I get a discount? She said, no, you're just picking up food and bringing it out front. I said, exactly. I can do that myself, and that's what you just did. Sounds kind of rude, but if you're going to call me out about something stupid like that, and then right before I left, I said, let me ask you a question. The majority of people that usually leave a tip, it's because they were actually served, okay? You don't pay people just for doing their job. You know what I mean? I mean, you do, but I'm saying on top of that, you don't give people a tip at the grocery store, which I think you should actually, because that's a service. But you definitely don't do it if you're picking up something for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense. Why would I tip you? Why would I seriously tip somebody for not even doing a service to me? Doesn't make any sense. When I tip someone, I am tipping the waitress. I am not tipping the cook. It could have been horrible food, great service. Okay, I'm still going to give that waitress. And you're saying, oh, maybe you should be giving a portion of that to the busser or whatever. I get that, okay? That's getting too technical. Maybe it's just me, but I don't feel like you should be tipped when I'm picking up an ice cream at a freaking ice cream shop where all they sell is soft serve. I'm not gonna give you a tip. Doesn't make any sense. We're at a table, we're sitting down, I'm probably gonna give you at least 20%. Okay? At least 20%. But I feel the exact way about not tipping when I'm getting pickup food as I do for grocery lines. Here's what I'm saying about that. Those stupid dumb grocery lines, self-checkout. And the exact way I feel like if I'm going to not tip, I should also be getting a discount whenever I check my own groceries out. Why? Because the people that check out groceries, they get a discount, okay, because they work there. And if I check out my own groceries and I'm doing somebody else's job, I should get a discount. That's reality. That's the truth. I'm serious. Wouldn't that make people so much happier if... Now see, first off, just side topic, I don't really like the idea that all these machines are starting to replace guys and gals to have less jobs. Apparently they're doing that at fast food places where you basically just do the whole thing at this like electronic kiosk or whatever, right? Really? And you order your food and then you get it from like somewhere in the back or something like that. I don't really have a clue how that works. I don't really go to fast food places. But seriously, I feel the exact way about not tipping someone when I pick up when I order some ice cream, or I mean if I like go into a store or something like that, or as I do with picking up food, in the exact way as I do, but like in an inverse way, when I'm checking out my own groceries. If I have to pay full price, I'm going to have somebody check out my groceries. Now, you know how I said I feel like you should tip people? This is random but true. you know what? If you had a chance to call me out, you would know, and other people could vouch for me. I do tip people in grocery lines. Why? Because they are providing me a service. And here's what I'll do. Feel free to do this. I guarantee you will make somebody's day. I don't do it every occasion, but on a lot of occasions, when I'm going out and I'll go to a grocery store, as I'm checking out, a lot of times, especially if it's like a new guy or girl that hasn't checked out my groceries before, I'll make a conversation with them. I'll be like, hey, what's your favorite candy bar? And they'll be like, I don't really like candy bars. If they do, I'll get one. I'll be like, oh, I'll try it. And then after they check it out, I hand it back to them. I say, hey, this is for you. Thanks for your job. Thanks for your work. It is one of the coolest, nicest things you can unexpectedly do to somebody, and they get so happy, and they remember that, okay? And that means something to them, and it means something to me, okay? Because unexpected things that you do at random, unexpected gestures of kindness and being nice, that is more powerful to me than something that's planned. It's a stupid holiday that says it's the 26th of February, it's whatever stupid holiday, and you should do something. You're obligated. Hey, listen to an earlier episode about that, okay? I don't do it. But, yeah, like the other day I went into a grocery store. It was a Walmart, super fresh, but anyway, neighborhood fresh, whatever. And, I was talking to the girl online. I was like, hey, what's your favorite kind of drink, by the way? She's like, oh, I love Sprite. That's my favorite drink in the world. There's a new one there. I haven't tried it. I said, what, this one? She said, yeah. And, so I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And I checked it out. And then after she scanned it and I paid, I said, hey, can I have that drink real quick? She's like, are you thirsty? I said, no, not really. And she gave it to me and I gave it right back to her. I said, hey, this is for you. Thanks for your service. You have a very underappreciated job. Now, that job, I think they should actually get tipped for. I've talked a lot about this. And I'm going to end it, but I'm just saying, okay? I'm not going to tip for a job I think that you should already be doing, okay? That's a non-service job when I'm picking up food, or if I keep saying ice cream, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Or if you were changing my oil, I'm going to give you a tip, man. You're changing my oil, doing what you're supposed to do, okay? But certain food industry jobs, you're not paid a lot. But if I'm picking up, I ain't giving you shit. I said in the most loving way possible, if it's possible, okay? Now, maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but this is just a rant. And again, it's just working more into my personality. You see how I highlighted it with complete randomness of talking shit about not tipping? And then I had like a neutral zone about getting discounts. I'm sure we can all agree on that, right? Checking out your own groceries and stuff at one of those stupid little kiosks, doing somebody else's job, you should get a discount. Incentivize me, right? And then a complete turnaround about paying people in a job that I think is a service industry job, okay, for food, groceries. And instead of giving them cash, because I don't ever have cash, I just buy them something, you know? When you check out, buy something for somebody, just try it once. If you do anything, if you listen to anything in this, just do this one thing once, okay? And leave a comment on this video, on the YouTube channel, send me email, and tell me how happy and unexpected they are and become when you do something like that. It's one of the nicest things ever. So anyway, hope everybody has a beautiful rest of your day. Everything is going progressive as far as comedy goes, always getting booked more big shows, and I'm going to have a big announcement coming up where I'll be a part of a show with potentially thousands and thousands of guys and girls and all sorts of craziness and madness, and it'll be all sorts of fun. So, but until I get more working details on those, I'm going to keep that under wraps. And with that being mentioned, I hope everybody has a beautiful rest of your day. I love you all so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Keep listening. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.